How do you deal with frustration like the gentleman from Donetsk?
Firstly, I thank you for a question. I know Vladimir for a lot of years, and he was, I don't know, are you a citizen of Ukraine yet? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yes, you are.
I don't know.
But because Vladimir, he has his own point of view, and he was really one of the experts in Ukraine. We invited him a lot of time in my shows. What I want to say that I'm responsible for everything I do, and I feel that. And what I can say that you never know the consequences of your what you're doing. But I will argue with that. We have peaceful country before that. Maybe for you, yes. But you know that a lot of people was jailed. A lot of people was beaten. And first victims of Maidan was not done by Russian or by Maidaners. Was done by special forces of Viktor Yanukovych. I can't say that this is his responsibility of what's going on, but it is obvious that he has more power to stop that than me. And it's obvious, but he didn't do that. And what else I want to say about legitimacy? That you're right, he was legitimate president of Ukraine. But you know, I have my friend Sergei Leshchenko, and you know him too. Sometime we discussed about that he was really legal president of Ukraine. And our point, and my point of view, is that you know, legitimacy is like love. You can be legitimate just because you once was elected. It's the same that you can't do whatever you want just because you told your woman you do love her. You should prove that every day. That's why I think that if you're broken this law, if you're broken constitution, you should be ready that someone will try to convince you that you are not legitimate. See, and you don't have this legitimacy. So I really am responsible for everything I do, you know, what's going on in my country. I'm sad about that, but if you ask me, if I were Mustafa, do I the same things again? I did it, and I will do it again, just because we don't have
The final question. The plans proposed by President Poroshenko. Quick round, quick inventory among the panel. Is there hope at the horizon?
Well, I think I already commented on it, that if you look at the plan, that there are logical elements to it, but I believe it's not just in his hands how this will work out. It's in the hands of the people that are over there, but it's, whether you like it or not, there is an international dimension to this as well. And just to make sure that you do not misunderstand me and that you do not misunderstand me, this is not because I think that Ukraine is some sort of a playground for big international players. It is because exactly European values are about people making their own decisions about their own futures, and you need these international channels to try to reach that goal. And I really don't want to predict how things will work out in the next week or months even, but I hope for the best of this.
Thank you, Michel.
I think it's difficult to predict. We didn't expect that there would people die on Maidan, that Russia took Crimea, and that there was fighting going on in eastern Ukraine. So it's difficult to say what's going to happen tomorrow. About Poroshenko and his peace plan or other plans, I think it's important that somehow we have to involve the East with his plans, and don't involve them, show them that you respect them, that you want to deal with them, and not doing only things with ignoring the East.
Thank you. I would like to end with you, so if I may first give the mic to Fleur.
When I was in Ukraine, I lived there 2.5 years ago. I actually left because I felt like really there wasn't a lot of hope, and a lot of people said like it's never going to end well, and Ukraine is always going to be this shit place, and we just have to leave. That's what a lot of people thought. And then Maidan happened, and I thought, whoa, there's hope. And I'm writing a book right now, and I was thinking about how to qualify the country. And I always have this sentence in my head, like a country of disappointments, because there's always like there's hope, there's revolutions, and it's always in the end it's always reduced to the influence sphere of Russia, and that's like the very tragic fate of Ukraine. And I think it's really hard to predict what's going to happen, because it's always that Russia. It's always so depending on what Russia is going to do or what Putin is going to do. I think there's also, but I also do think there is some hope, because I think what I was like when I left Ukraine, I found it really hard to live in Kiev because people were so depressed. It was really a hard, tense atmosphere. And now I see something has changed. People have at least made up their mind that they're not gonna let it happen all the time. That they're like taking some own responsibilities, and that makes me like kind of hope for the future.
No, sorry. Okay. Very briefly.
No, because I just realized that I ended up with with an open-ended thing. But I do want to mention one meeting I had back in March. I was meeting with two colleagues of yours, I suppose. They were organizing the Maidan protest from the Maidan movement, basically, and they were veterans, because they had been there in 2004 as well, and they told us how how things went in 2004, how happy they were when the Orange Revolution took place, and then the next day they went home. They went back. One went back to university, the other one to his job, and this is the difference between 2004 and 2014. These people decided not to go back to their jobs.
They stayed.
They stayed, and they decided they will work on an agenda, not as a political party, but they want to change the electoral law, they want to have more transparency, so they will work on issues, and this is what needs to happen. This is this generational thing that Mustafa was talking about.
Thank you for words from all our generation. But about the plan, I think that before that we didn't have any plan. Now we have this plan. Everyone knows it. All parts, all sides. And if someone is not agree, he can tell it before that. I know that this plan was done not only by Poroshenko, his administration, but also with support of some governments of European Union. And as you know, that now United States supported this plan. So we can't say that it was the plan of Poroshenko. It's a joint plan. And Mr. Putin, he agreed that this is the plan. We know that. So next step of all parts will show who was frankly in this situation, who was honest, and who not. I'm not sure the plan will solve the situation, but at least we will see the real face of all sides. And that will solve the problem: who should be imprisoned, who should be killed, who should be, jailed or prosecuted, and who should withdraw their troops from our country. So this is the plan. I think this plan, even Poroshenko doesn't believe that this plan will be the happy end of this plan. But now we have agenda, and this agenda was proposed from Ukrainian president, not from United States or European Union or Putin. It's our country, and we propose a plan for those who are doing something we don't like in our country. And about country of disappointment, to finish our discussion, is that, yeah, you're right. We have a lot of disappointments, and I don't like those citizens of our country who try to find someone guilty outside. United States, Russia, Putin, Obama, Bush, Merkel. We are guilty. That's true. But what we have now, and I think the most terrible crime of enemies of Ukraine today, is that someone tried to erase the agenda of Maidan after Maidan. We don't know the results of Maidan. We don't know what would be after